I think this idea around disabled people being inspiring is something that really interests me, because I don't really know what people mean when they say that. You know, if you're an abled person watching a disabled person do something good, what does that actually mean? What is that inspiring you to do? I think it ultimately makes able-bodied people feel good about themselves, or take a bit of guilt away, the fact that there's a disabled person succeeding despite the ableist society that we all live in. Albinism is a genetic condition that affects, in the UK, roughly 1 in 17,000 people. It stops the production of melanin in the skin, so pigment. Generally, in the case of my type of albinism, which is called oculocutaneous albinism, that leads to lack of pigment in the hair, skin and eyes. And then when you have lack of pigment in your eyes, it causes light sensitivity, nystagmus, which is a kind of wobbling of the eyes, and low vision. Within Sight is a multimedia poetry theatre show. It's a fictional story about a young woman with albinism who has just found out that she's been unsuccessful in achieving a place in the GB Paralympic athletics team, which is something that she's been training for and aiming for her whole life.
My eyes were sprinters, long before my legs or lungs. Each iris of mine is inked with a barely light October sky, and cast as a pendulum.
I think it's rare to see a nuanced disabled character. Generally, disabled characters are either villains or there is some kind of plot crutch to reveal things about other characters, or they're there to be pitied. When a certain group is not portrayed that often, we have to be careful if then every time they are portrayed it is being in the exact same way. And especially with a condition that is relatively rare, that does mean that most people, that the only time they will encounter with that condition is through media representation. And then if all that media representation is one-sided, then it can have a huge impact.
She looks like the Da Vinci Code, Silas, the albino monk who slaughters half the world's Catholics, who kills with Navy SEAL precision despite the legal status of his vision. Yeah, him. The Malfoys, the comic book bad boys, quite literally everyone Batman has to fight.
I wanted to try and present a whole character who I think does some things wrong in the course of the show, but does some things that redeem her too. So I wanted to show that, because that's not something I've seen that often myself. With the show, I wanted to think about anger and how we maybe permit anger from some people and not from other people. So that was a main theme of the show, and like exploring that emotion. It was really cathartic to write it. Especially there's a poem that is sort of based around a moment where the character says all the things she hasn't said before. And that was really good fun to be able to sit and think about all those things and put them into some kind of articulate structure. Felt really nice.
You have half-arsed ink, who don't read the arrogance in small print and still think yours are the rules I should move to, who have the cheek to presume that what I need is to live the life that you do, while in truth, I ache to be average.
I think I really want people to leave and just reconsider the things that they do. I hope the show doesn't ask too much of people, and I'm not kind of demanding that people change the world when they leave, but I think, you know, it's all small actions that can lead to big change.